This is Unknown and Uncloned on the Undetermined Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to Unknown and Uncloned, where we dissect the arts, one pop culture craze at a time. I'm your host, Rich. Here with me are my co-hosts.
Julian Wilson, our co-host.
Luis Christie.
And our friend today,
Matt. Should I say Matt or should I say Miller? I'm not sure.
You can introduce yourself however you want, because you see, Matt over here is the subject of our episode. We have another musician in. All the way since Part-Time Bear, we finally got somebody else.
Yes.
Finally.
Yeah. So, Miller? Matt Miller? Who are you, sir?
I'm just a guy with a guitar. A hungover guy with a guitar.
Yeah. Who hasn't had those nights? But you see, Miller over here, what genre could I push you into? Alternative,
I would
indie,
say it's
classic?
it's like acoustic, like folky blues, rock and roll, Johnny Cash, Bob Dylan type stuff, I would say.
Acoustic folk blues.
Yeah.
Brand new musician here on Long Island in New York.
Nice.
And how many venues have you performed in so far?
A lot. I mean, I've been performing since I was 15 or 16. So I've seen quite a number of venues around the island.
Damn.
So, yeah.
That said, what's your favorite one?
My favorite one, right off the top of my head, would definitely be Soul Sounds. It's not there anymore. Oh. It was this record store that Planet of Sound Productions would do shows at. It was really indie. It was really cool. It had this whole like CBGB's kind of vibe, and people like from around the town would come just to hear the music.
Right.
So it was always packed, and it was always a good show.
Nice.
That sounds really chill.
But they closed it down, and now it's a salon or a spa or something.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
Happens with too many places, man.
Have you stayed within the island, or did you go like out of state anytime?
I haven't performed actually, technically, not on my own. I went and performed in Connecticut with the guitar ensemble.
Nice.
It was like but it was like at like a nursing home, and then like a second show at like a museum. But like there was no one there.
That's different.
It was very different.
It's still an experience, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I'd love to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like you never hear about that. A musician going to a nursing home. Yeah. A musician. I mean, it's kind of funny, yeah. But like, I'd like to see more of it. You know, like it's a nice idea. It's a nice idea. But do you have any works that you plan to release? Do you have a SoundCloud, a YouTube?
I do have a SoundCloud. I do have a YouTube up. I'm currently working on, putting that together. Nice. Pretty much on YouTube is just a recent show that I played at when I went live on Facebook. And then on my SoundCloud, pretty much is just a single I tried to record last June with an old friend of mine, Joe Milano. And, so it's a pretty old single. I've come a long way since then. So I'm really trying to put some new stuff out there. All right. It's a little bit more higher quality.
Well, hey, man, if you ever need help recording,
of course.
You know the guys to call. Actually, I have a lot of connections if you need some help recording on campus.
Good shit.
Yeah. Do you have any original work you'd want to show the listeners? Maybe some exclusive stuff they won't get anywhere else.
Exclusive stuff.
Yeah, man, gotta get those views, you know.
All right, well, I'm going to perform one of the most recent songs I've written. It's called 120, like as in January 20th, because that's pretty much when I wrote it, and that was President Trump's inauguration. So it's very it's very influenced by that.
Yo, current events, man.
Current events. All right.
Snaps and claps.
Thank you.
Nice.
Nice.
I like that, man. The chill vibes, as always. As always.
Thank you.
Love it. Really melodic. I love that.
Yeah. Thank you. I listened to a lot of Bob Dylan, I think, when I wrote that. Either that or I was listening to a lot of Panda Fan. They're a band out in Suffolk. And they're fucking dope.
Cool. Can you get a little closer to the mic, if possible?
Yeah. That's better, right?
Yeah. So, would you say those are your main influences, like, as a musician? Not necessarily recently.
Main influences as a musician, definitely one of the first influences was Kurt Cobain. That's he's watching him, listening to him is what really made me want to pursue music as a serious option. Since then, my influences range from like Pete Townsend. I've pretty much gotten so much better at guitar by studying his how he plays and everything. Other than that, like the Beatles, the Lemon Twigs. Listen to a lot of them. They're dope. They're pretty new.
Gotta check them out.
Yeah, gotta check them out. But generally, like older type stuff, like 60s mod.
Nice.
I love mod.
Why do you think you vibe with musicians that are from an older generation? Or do you even know the answer to that
I
question?
don't really know. Some people say, "Oh, I have an old heart." People have an old heart. I honestly don't know. For me, it's these are people who have, they're trailblazers, and by studying them, you can improve your own work. Find little bits and pieces,
Right.
Little tips and tricks. So that's pretty much why I look towards the past, I guess.
I like that.
It's like a constant book, and the pages are always flipping, but you're taking bits.
I'm definitely a lot more into like modern music than I was maybe like 4 years ago.
Right.
I'm definitely a lot more open to all types of music now. So I'm just trying to listen to as much as I can.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Trust me, man, we got suggestions lined up. As always.
The music world is vast. It's never ending.
Yeah. Oh, and as someone who has spent years with the guitar, you have any tips that maybe Julian might want to hear?
Yes,
I don't
please.
know.
I'm always looking for advice. If you have any.
Oh yeah, like there's a bunch of fucking tips I could say. Don't quit.
Don't quit.
For the longest, I stopped playing for the longest time because it felt like a chore to pick up, the guitar, to open up the case, take the case, the guitar out of the case and everything.
I know how that felt.
Yeah. So, what was it? I don't remember where I read it, but just do it for like 5 minutes a day. Guarantee you're going to be doing it longer than 5 minutes. And if it's just for 5 minutes, you played, 5 minutes more than you would have.
Right.
Other than that, I just keep, a guitar outside of a case. I have this guitar since I've had it since I was 10. So I carry it around with me. It's it's like in my trunk of my car. I don't particularly treat it very well, but it's got character, and I could just pick it up off pick it off of whatever it's leaning on and just make sure it's in tune and then play.
Nice, man.
Nice.
Yeah, I got my first acoustic when I was a kid, and I tried playing it back then, and that's what it did. It felt like a chore. I was like, I can't.
Yeah, it's.
And then there's other issues like finger placement and just like the pacing and everything. And I stopped, but then when I got my new acoustic like a couple of years ago, I was re-inspired to get back into, because I was actually making music for once. When I was younger, I wasn't. But
right, of course.
You ever thought about any collaborations? Like what instrument would you want to collaborate with?
Definitely piano.
Ooh.
I would love to collaborate with piano. I just like rock and roll with, the piano, like the underlying, it's just driving. It sounds like
Same.
a fucking train.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
It keeps it going, and it keeps you moving, makes you want to move.
All those piano players out there, you have an opportunity.
This is your chance.
Now is your chance.
What about the tambourine?
Tamperine's good
Maybe,
too.
right?
That's good. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man.
My most accessible instrument.
Accessible.
There's like almost an infinite number of not infinite number. There's a lot of instruments that I could see you going well with. How do you feel about bongos?
I do have a pair of bongos in my my trunk.
Really?
Yeah, they were a gift from my big, my triple bigs. Yeah.
Oh, nice. You know what? At some point, I think that we should have like a UAU concert or something with all the musicians that we've ever had.
Yeah.
Imagine.
With some spoken word thrown in between there.
Yeah, there we
go. Absolutely. Do you have plans to release like a full, maybe even if it's like a mini EP or something like within the year?
I mean, hopefully, yeah, definitely within the year. I want to have something recorded, at least maybe like a single or something, an A side and a B side.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, I've been, since March, I've been doing a lot of shows, mostly like open mics and stuff, just to get my name out there. Mm-hmm. So at this point, I'm starting to cool down with that. I maybe have one more gig set up, I think, and then I want to focus on writing. Writing new material and stuff.
Wow. That's building a lot of experience, man.
Yeah.
I mean...
making sure that foundation is solid and then...
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's nice.
Been falling ass backwards into stuff for the past month. So... hey, man, do this thing. Okay, man, here you go.
You know what? That's like another thing. That's like another thing that you're good at too. I've noticed. Well, because you see, Matt and I are longtime friends, and one thing that Matt's always able to do is like, if he's chilling with his guitar and there are people hanging around, he can just play a sound that just fits the mood of the situation.
Your improvisation at its finest.
Yes, improv.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
a gift.
Thank you.
But the underlying question, there's no UAU podcast without a deep, meaning behind, music. So
exactly.
Matt, what does music mean to you?
It's $1 million question right there.
Because everybody has their own thing about music. It's just, what does it mean to you?
Music to me is self-expression. It's it could be background, not background noise, but the symphony of what your day-to-day life.
Mm-hmm.
There's music all around us normally, with especially like in the summer and stuff, with like the birds chirping, the insects and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Each pitch finds its place, in the octaves and stuff.
Yeah.
So really, just music is all around us. To me, anything is considered music to me, as long as there's intention. This is music. Okay, it's music.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I say this is music. Okay, that's music.
You can definitely make anything into music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, it definitely is all around us because all the elements are already there.
I mean, yeah.
Just waiting to be crafted.
Yeah, like
muse, muses, like the Greek muses, I guess. Muses.
I find it really interesting that like you referred to the birds chirping and the other natural sounds as music around us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I suppose music really doesn't have to have, like, there's no strict guideline at all. So at the end of the day, I guess it can just be pleasurable sounds that you enjoy. But do you ever have some sort of like message or meaning that you want to convey to the crowd whenever you perform? Like depending on your songs.
Depending on the songs.
Yeah.
Most of my songs are pretty introspective. I find a lot of it is being free, being okay. I'm okay now. Not being trapped. That's pretty much the most common theme in anything I've written.
Freedom
is the freedom versus the feeling of being trapped.
And not to get too personal, but is that based off of personal experience or
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've all felt trapped, in our lives. I don't know. I'm not really an assertive guy, so you know what I mean. Like I get trapped into things. I get roped into things. I get runarounds and stuff. Mm-hmm. But entrapment, I can't be trapped. Chained down, tied down.
That's what's
at least that's how it is. Now.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons you have music. Because like it essentially frees you in a way.
It does.
Oh, Julian, I know that you would agree with that.
Oh, of course. Always, man. It's a good it's one of those themes that you also it's good to express and get that out there too, because like you said, everyone feels trapped at some point, and it's just it's a reminder, like, look, I'm okay, we're all okay, and like we'll be fine.
Yeah.
You just keep reminding yourself and others of that in the process. It's just like, what more could you want?
Yeah. Or it's almost like, exactly.
Definitely.
Or it's almost like, I'm okay, I've gotten out of this.
Yeah.
And so can you. Or that may be something that somebody takes from your shows. I mean, have you, like, I know you've only recently started this constant run of like shows and performances, but have you had any like fans come up to you after shows like, dude, what's your Twitter or something?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I used to. I don't really carry them around anymore because I haven't really printed out fresh ones. I made this like half-assed Microsoft Word template flyer thing that I would cut into like 4s.
Oh, nice.
With just like the information on it, but then like the information would change, so it was never up to date. But I have had people come up to me afterwards.
How does that feel?
It feels great. I did a show sort of the week of St. Patrick's Day, and I was interviewed for Village Radio by Ed Shin. He's the man on the streets for the Village Radio, the Village Connection, Village Radio, something like
nice.
that. He's all over the island covering stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. I
awesome.
never, had someone do that or ask me, be interested like that. So that was really cool.
That's awesome. Where can fans like actually find you? Like, what's your SoundCloud handle and stuff like that?
SoundCloud handle right now would be Miller, which would be MILLERNY, New York. That I'm pretty sure I think I have the single up, and then I have an outtake of an earlier song I wrote.
Nice.
Called Medium. So yeah, that's what I got on up. That's what I got up on there.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I've been asking so many questions. My bad. Luis and Julian, I don't know if you have anything you'd like to have Miller ponder.
You literally, for the most part, you asked everything that I was thinking of asking.
Yeah, I'm psychic like that.
Telepathy game strong, man.
Do you have like an ultimate, like, what's your goal with this music? Is it's just something that you're gonna do? Do you want to make a career out of it, or what?
It'd be nice to make it a career, but at this point, I figured, I've done a lot of thinking with the world and the current state of affairs. I figure, why not pursue your dreams? So like really, like that's like what this whole run is, what it all started out as. And I went into it, thinking like, okay, you're gonna sound like shit for a little while, while you work your way up, you learn, stage presence and stuff. But to keep at it, keep playing. Listen to a lot of Bob Dylan. Keep playing, play. Because you listen to that and you're like, well, shit, he can do it. I can do it.
Yeah.
No, and so that's what it's most of it's been based on, and I've gotten a pretty positive response. So I'm seeing where that so I'm seeing where that takes me at this point.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Could you see yourself like signing with a label, or like, would you never want to be held down by that kind of constraint?
I was gonna ask that.
I mean, it'd be awesome to get signed. You know?
Yeah.
4AD, I think they're called. That would be dope, but you know.
But it's like, knowing you, I feel like you wouldn't want to be held down by commercial standards and stuff. Yeah,
It's very it's a lot of pressure.
Because there are independent artists who carry their own, and like, you know, some of them are able to achieve like big success and stuff. But like, are you looking for like big success, or moderate, like big to moderate, what would be like the end game that you see yourself, like where
do I see myself? I'd like to be making money off of my music. That would be nice. I mean, right now I got a 3-hour set up in West Islip next month.
Nice.
Whoa.
And I'm getting paid for that.
Nice.
So,
oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that goes well, and you know, more gigs come from that. But that's more like lounge band, cover band type stuff in like a restaurant.
That's still dope, man.
That's still that's still good money. But I really don't have an end game. I'm really just
riding the wave.
That's pretty much what, you know, how I've been living my life. Just I wouldn't say a wave. I'm on the bus. I don't know where it's going. Let's see where it goes. They're gonna kick me off or what? You know?
Right.
Yeah, man.
Kick you off and let you stay for the ride.
Yeah. Well, let's see. You know?
Yeah, but still, I mean, I really like your whole persona and how free-spirited you are. I think it's the kind of message. I really feel like your journey has the kind of message that should be communicated to a lot of young people.
Indeed.
It's just, at some point, you have to confront yourself and think, am I going to pursue what I really want to do, or am I going to stick to parental standards or what society thinks I should do? It's just, it's a difficult series of questions, man.
And I was going to say that, especially with the themes that you deal with, I think it's like really like it's really like awesome, and also very important that your stuff gets out there, because you can save someone, man.
That's true.
Also, if you have like a particular style, like the style you have now, would you ever consider changing it, or changing it to a little degree, big degree, something completely different?
I mean, you know, I've had many different styles, you know, many different approaches since then. But yeah, you know, I used to do like punk rock when I was in high school. You know, so that would be like heavy, like buzzsaw guitar. I could barely play the guitar then, so like it was really that's why I played punk, because you know, you didn't really have to be that good to fucking play it. But you know, it had meaning to me. But since then, you know, I've mellowed out. I've mellowed out about that. You know, I've been moving towards like lighter stuff. You know, I seem to like it. I like it. Yeah.
All right, word, man.
The definitive answer. Miller, everybody, brand new musician. Listen to the links we send you, people. You won't regret it.
Yes.
You won't regret it. And for UAU, if you'd like to reach us, you could find us on Twitter, on Instagram at UAU Podcast.
Yes.
And
Facebook at UAUTUDPN. And also listen to full episodes of Unknown and Uncloned on YouTube at the Undetermined Network.
That's right. So for Unknown and Uncloned, I've been your host, Rich, along with my co-hosts,
Julian Wilson, our co-host,
Luis Christie,
and our guest today,
Miller.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Peace.
When When in doubt, think it out. When feeling high, that's a lie. When it's right, you know it's wrong. When it's tight, you have a song. When you wanted to know, you can always. When you wanted to know, you can always pet my fur. Oh, want you to know. I want you to know you can always.